Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today I was simply going to do a bit of a rundown of the sort of loot haul that I managed to get at Warfare 2022 down in Farnborough, which I was lucky enough to go to at the weekend. Overall, I had a really good time. I got to meet up with a lot of people, met up with Dom and Ken, from the Plastic Crack podcast. So it was just fun to go around with them. But also I got to meet loads of people and just see some fantastic games. But of course, it wouldn't be a War Games show if it didn't at least walk away with some loot of some description. So I thought what I'd do is show you what I've got, and most of it's to complement projects that I've already got going. And as this is the first video in a while since I've sort of getting over the pneumonia, I thought it would be a good way just to jump back into things. So let's not leave it hanging around. Let me show you some of the things I got. Okay, so to kick things off, you guys know that I'm working on the first Crusade, and I saw this box of Gripping Beast stuff going very reasonably priced actually, and as this box basically just fills the backbone of my Seljuk armies, I figured picking up another one wouldn't be a bad thing. But to go with that, I also managed to pick this up. Now, this has only just come out. This is the Armies of Islam Black Guard by Fireforge Games. Now, I had hoped to pick these up back in October, but they weren't actually released until November. So I saw these on sale and grabbed a box. So I'll go into more detail about these in one of my Crusade update videos. I've got one that's brewing at the minute because I've done quite a lot on it. However, I basically can see using these as an elite unit. These are more sort of Berber-based troops, I believe, but I figured that they would do quite well for an elite unit. So you get 24 in the box, and like all Fireforge models, they are incredibly straightforward, which I like. And I'm going to have some chance to play with these very soon. So there we go. That was sort of like the two boxes that I got. Now, the night before I went to Warfare, I went down to the Farnborough War Games Club with Dom and Ken, and we played a great game of Dead Man's Hand. Now, I say great game, I got absolutely destroyed. So it was very good that Great Escape Games were at Warfare, so I managed to go down there, have a look at the stand, and grab a couple of things. So the first thing I managed to grab, for those of you who like Westworld, is Dolores Wood. Now she's a single character, and let's get this out. Like with all Great Escape Games minis, there's a very nice characterful mini, and she has got a cracking set of rules. She's a 4 reputation model, and but essentially, if she's dealt an ace or a face card, she goes up a level and her stats change, and she gets some new abilities. So a little bit of trickiness to throw into the game, which I enjoy. Speaking of trickiness to throw into the game, who wouldn't want some cannibal dwarfs? These guys are from the Curse of Dead Man's Hand expansion, just to add a bit of fun, and essentially they form part of what is known as the Barons warband, and these 3 little guys act as one, and as you kill them, they get the ones that are left get stronger and stronger. But I love this guy here who's waving the big thigh bone. Very cool. So weird, but good fun. And I do like a bit of Weird World West. So Weird World West, Weird Wild West. So a couple of things of Dead Man's Hand. I always tend to pick up a couple of blisters of Dead Man's Hand stuff when I go to shows. While I was over at Great Escape Games, I picked up another pack of the laser cut plants. I've already got a couple of sets of these, and they are great for adding a bit of character to bases. I don't tend to use them on every base. I like using them for command bases or dioramas. I mean, they're £6.50 a sheet. These just peel straight out, and this is just a really nice way to enhance your base just a little bit more. It just makes a difference from tufts. So we got those. Always handy, and cheap hobby knife, always handy. Now, I seem to be going through brushes at an alarming rate, so I picked these up. Now, I've never used these before. I have no idea of their quality. These are brushes for models, and they were just doing a deal. I think it was 6 for £5. I just thought I'd see what they're like. They were there. I need some brushes. I thought I'd just have a punt and see how they go down. So got a mixture here from 10-0, 5-0, 0, a number 4 brush, a number 4 round, and also a number 6 for some sort of larger work. So we've got brushes. Brushes always good. If you're going to have brushes, then you're going to need paints. So I've just picked up a few more, just another blue, because I realised I don't actually have a light blue. I seem to be mixing it all the time. I've bitten the bullet. I'm going to try some of these scale colour, the scale 75 paints, and I've gone for this white sands paint, which is slightly off white. And I would seem to be doing a lot of white cloaks, and I was thinking about the horses as well. Thought this might be quite nice, so looking forward to trying that out. And I've picked up a Dark Star Gold, and the reason I picked this up is because I loved the original Dark Star Gold that I had, and then I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it online anywhere, and then there was a stall there, and it was absolutely fantastic. Grabbed that. Brilliant stuff. So this is braid gold, so I'm going to be looking forward to using that for highlighting. Now, onto some more models. So I was limited on the space that I could actually use to bring stuff, simply because I went on the train so I only had my backpack. But one of the things I've been looking for a while is a cannon for my French-Indian War stuff, specifically my French, for muskets and tomahawks. So I've been looking around, and I was chatting to the chap at Eagle Miniatures, and it was awesome. He was very, very kindly went and basically found a stash of cannons behind the stall, found a specific French one for the time period, something heavy but not too heavy, got the gun carriage together for me, and then really kindly went and opened up a pack of 7 Years' War French, and basically just went and said, right, which ones do you want? And I that was just fantastic. So 4 crewmen, and then he just whacked the packs together for me, and there we go. Oh, and that's falling out of his hands. So that's very cool. So that'll be joining my muskets and tomahawks force for my French, who doesn't like a cannon. And I basically just brilliant service, great chap, really lovely figures. The danger is now that I'm going to have found another range that I'm going to enjoy probably just a little bit too much. Is that a chuck to put under the wheel? Brilliant. So we shall see how that goes down. But yeah, who doesn't like a cannon? So there'll be another cannon, and that'll be just a nice little thing to paint on the side as I'm doing other things. So there we go, a cannon. Now another company who is selling there, one that I wanted to check out, and one that surprisingly I haven't checked out, and people have asked me about this, was Athena Miniatures. Now Athena Miniatures do make some Wars of the Roses models. Now they make some very, very nice vignettes. Now, the reason I didn't check them out is because I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Wars of the Roses miniatures. So when it came down to my units, I'm kind of already well served. However, I have often said that I wanted a King Henry or something similar on the battlefield that could act as an objective. And they make this set, which I can't remember what it was called, but essentially it's the King's Servant, I believe. Now, these figures are based on a painting, they were telling me, and it's based on one of Graham Turner's, and it's taken from the picture from the Battle of Northampton, where Edward, even though they've soundly beaten the Royal Army, Edward of York kneels to, well, he's not even Edward of York, he's Edward Earl of March at that point. He kneels to Henry, even though he would later become king. So I felt that these lot of character to them. Interesting models. I mean, they scale well with the Perry miniatures, and I'm sure I'm going to be able to create a command base out of that. So I found something else to paint for the Wars of the Roses. So I will do a separate update on this when I put the base together. I love this chap here kneeling. Very, very nice. Very cool. So as soon as I've got that ready, I'll post that up as well. So check out Athena Miniatures, and obviously Eagle figures as well. But there's some more packs. So I also picked up some things from Empress from my Zulu War project, which is chuntering away in the background. The reason I haven't kept on updating it is because essentially I'm just painting lots and lots of Zulus. So I figured that I would do an update once I'd got another couple of units done, rather than just here's another 2 bases of Zulus, here's another 2 bases of Zulus. But my Zulus did need an Induna, they needed a commander, and Empress make a lovely Anglo-Zulu war set. So I've got this mounted chap here. I thought it'd be very cool. And then there's this sort of Zulu scout or guide, or just a messenger, just giving him some information. So that will be a very, very nice little command base for the Zulu War. And I've bought my first extra thing for the British. Now, one of the main things that's attracted me to the Zulu War is the story of the Naval Brigade in the Zulu War. And one of the things that the Naval Brigade brought along were the Gatling guns. They dismounted them from their ships, and then they brought them aboard and they used them to man the fortifications, and even took them into a couple of the battles. So I couldn't resist. So here we are. Here is, this isn't going to go together properly, but anyway, here is a Gatling gun, which is going to be very cool. We've got a chap here to sit on it. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to putting this together. So I'll probably paint this up. It's a very nice set, lovely looking models. They seem to scale in quite well with the Perrys, but I do intend on picking up the full Naval Brigade, and I will basically use them as their own brigade. I'll have them with their own commanders, have the actual Naval Brigade foot battalion, and then obviously there's some really cool things, rockets and cannons that they have as well. So overall it was a successful visit. Oh, hang on, no, there is more. Now, one of my favourite TV shows when I was growing up was Robin of Sherwood, which aired over here in the UK. Now, I was having a look at the Conquest Games miniatures, and obviously they make Normans, so I was looking for the Crusade. I was unaware that they made so many metals, and then when I found out that the chap who runs it is essentially designed a whole range based on Robin of Sherwood, well, I was lost. So they had me. I got Dom from Boots on the Table over, and he was having a look. I think he got suckered in as well. I know he got suckered in as well, but I'll leave that for one of him. So go check out Dom's video. I'm sure he's going to put one up. But I was a big fan of this. You've got Michael Praed as Robin Hood, Clive Mantle as Little John, Ray Winston as Will Scarlet. I can't remember who played Friar Tuck, but Nicholas Grace is the Sheriff of Nottingham, and I just couldn't resist. So here we have the very characterful Robin. Very cool. I love that we have a proper scaled in Little John here. So Clive Mantle standing head and shoulders above the others. And then we have Ray Winston, who's a proper bruiser, as Will Scarlet. And of course Friar Tuck. Now I guess you could use these for going on to play the Baron's War or Lion Rampant or something like that. These are going to be going on Crusade. Now I know that's about 100 years too early, the first Crusade, but bugger it, these guys are going. But they have a lovely range of metals that I didn't know. The Bandits I think would look great as Pilgrims, so I might have to grab some of those and put together a unit of Pilgrims for the first Crusade. All in all, walking around the show was brilliant fun. Got to see some great games. There was a beautiful rapid fire table set up for World War II. Saw a great game of General Darmé, the Battle of Imjin River, a fantastic Vietnam board with choppers coming in across the water, and also the Farnborough guys were putting on a Lion Rampant game, which was called Escape from Hattin, which was right next to the Bring 'em By. And every time I saw that, it looked like there was loads of footfall going there. So that was fantastic. One of my favourite parts of the day was actually myself, Dom, Ken, and our friend Martin took part in a couple of turns of the Battle of Dorking, game that was going on in the corner, which was put on by the Guildford War Games Club. But it was brilliant fun, and we got to have. I was controlling the British along with Martin, and Dom and Ken were controlling the Prussians. And all I can say is I was letting the British side down quite a lot. It did not go well. One of the things that I do really like about going to these shows is actually picking up all these flyers. I do actually end up keeping all of these because you never know when you're going to need something like that. So I do go around, I do go and collect flyers and business cards, everything that you could possibly think of, and I just add these to a bit of a book. And then another thing that I saw, and I didn't know anything about connoisseur figures, but apparently, you know, they've been around for a while. Were these amazing looking MDF figures, which is such a a good idea and a good way to get into a system. If you want to do 6mm but you don't want to spend loads of money, then you could use these, build an army very quickly, try out a game, and if you don't like it, as the chap on the stand said, burn them. You've got some wood, but they still looked very cool, and I was just fascinated, and I thought that this Limber team looked absolutely wicked. I just really enjoyed them. So guys, that's just sort of a roundup of the different things that I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. A bit of a short one. I just wanted to put something together just to show you what I've got coming up. So pretty much everything here is to supplement a project that I've got going. There's nothing new in here at all. Everything here is for existing armies. I'm going to be sticking together these Black Guard soon because I've got some games coming up, and I've got a Crusader update, and I'd like to get a unit of these in before that. To be fair, I've already got a few things in for it, but I'd like to get those in. Coming up next, there's a channel update coming along, so to talk about a few other things as well, and of course there is a battle report on the way as well. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well. If you were at Warfare and you came and said hello, thanks so much. It was brilliant to meet so many people and just have a laugh, and to be fair, have a couple of beers as well. The atmosphere just really jolly. It was just a fantastic day. So if you came and said hello, and there were a couple of people there who did. I did like the person who shouted out, "Where's Lucky?" Robin wasn't there, but I did pass that on to him. But no, just a great day all round. So once again, thank you very much for checking the video out. Got any questions, just drop them down below. Did you go to Warfare? What did you think? Personally, I loved it. I had a brilliant day. And I would like to go back and do both days at some point. Anyway, I won't keep you guys any longer. I hope you're all keeping well, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.